Today we're joining interior designer Abigail Horace as she takes us inside the stunning transformation of her client Allie's home in South Kent, Connecticut.
I'm excited to show you the progress that we've done here.
Oh, great. I can't wait to see it all.
From its humble beginnings,
I don't think I ever realized it was actually that yellow.
I know, it really was that yellow.
Yeah.
to its beautifully reimagined spaces,
So we're walking into the living room. This is the finished living room.
Abigail walks us through the before and after of this incredible project, sharing how thoughtful design choices and timeless style turned a house into a true dream home. To watch the full episode ad-free, scan the QR code on screen or click the join button below. I'm Allison Kenworthy, the founder of Homeworthy, and on this channel we take you inside the world's most beautifully decorated homes and introduce you to the brilliant people who live there.
Hi Homeworthy, I'm Liz Lang. Welcome to Grey Gardens.
To watch Homeworthy ad-free, visit homeworthyplus.com or scan the QR code on screen. Homeworthy Plus provides an ad-free viewing experience and exclusive content featuring our beloved hosts.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I'm so excited.
And if you're looking to shop items inspired by this and other Homeworthy tastemakers, be sure to use the product links below.
Hi Homeworthy, my name is Abigail Horace. I'm an interior designer in Connecticut and the Berkshires. And on today's special episode, I'm taking you to my client Allie's place. We've been renovating for 6 months and the place is finally starting to take shape. So there's still tons of work to do, but come join me inside.
It's so good to see you. Welcome.
How are you?
Good. Come on in.
Good. Nice to see you. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through the home and also just talk to you about some updates that we've made. And I'm excited to show you the progress that we've done here.
Oh, great. I can't wait to see it all.
So we've been working on this for 6 months now. We've got a lot of the doors and the windows in, and things are moving along. There's a lot of progress, but there are still a lot of things to do. So let's go and check out the rest of the spaces. I think there's a couple of updates in the bathrooms.
Oh, great. Okay.
They've been doing a lot of tiling work. So let's go check that out and see, what they've done there.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah?
Can't wait.
Okay, cool.
So can we walk through the kitchen a little bit? I'm just having some trouble visualizing how the kitchen and the family room are going to come together without anything in here yet.
Yeah, of course. So this plumbing here is for your island.
Okay.
And so we have your island here. We're standing right in the middle of it. And then you have your other back counter here. This is where your plaster hood is going to go.
I see.
We have the Taj Mahal countertops everywhere.
Right. Yes. Okay.
It's also going to be on the backsplash here.
Okay.
So this space is different from this space over here where we'll have your curved sofa and 2 chairs. Your breakfast nook is in this area.
Okay.
And then there was a decision that we made about removing the pendant light over the table, and we're just doing a very widespread light here.
Okay. I see. Is this the rendering?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
so
great.
We'll have a very widespread light in the middle of this space.
Okay.
And then we won't have any lights over here, or any ceiling lights, but we'll have 2 wall sconces on either side of the breakfast nook.
I see. And you think that the sconces will be sufficient lighting for that dining area?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It'll be great. And then you have your 2 pendants that are over the
Okay.
island as well.
And then, I really like this table that you picked, but what do you think about maybe trying to do some sort of live edge table in here?
I love that. I feel like it needs it here. Something that's a little more organic.
Okay.
For sure. So we can definitely include that.
Great.
In the final scope.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
So we kept everything pretty low, and nothing is too high in terms of seating because we really wanted to accentuate the view in this space. The view is just gorgeous, and I'm sure that when you're standing at your kitchen island, you won't want to see furniture. So we want you to see the view, and we kept everything pretty low. And the palette is very neutral, so we really didn't want to distract from the view, really wanted to enhance it and kind of make everything really soothing in this space.
That's exactly what we want. We really want to emphasize the view because it's what drew us to the house in the first place.
Yep. And then we have a plaster fireplace here.
Okay.
So this is also very soothing. There's a lot of things that are happening in this room, so it was challenging to keep everything continuous or kind of flowing in the room, but I feel like the palette really brings everything together. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a great room.
And then this is where you were saying earlier, we'll do what was it that you called that?
The hearth. Yep. And then we'll have underneath it some wood storage. We're going to get rid of this yellow.
It's hard to believe the whole thing was once that color.
Yes, exactly. It was once that color. We're going to do everything in kind of an off-white color in plaster. So I think it's going to feel very modern. And we have electrical here just in case we wanted to put a TV in here. I believe we are putting a TV in this room.
Most likely,
yeah.
It's hard to believe. I don't think I ever realized it was actually that yellow.
I know. It really, really was that yellow.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited about this room. I'm somebody that I actually like a closed off kitchen in some ways, because if I'm actually hosting a lot of people, I'm a messy cook. I don't want them to see it. But what I like about this room is that we have the kitchen and we still have sort of some family space. So when it's just family, we can all hang out here together. But when we're actually hosting guests, I can push them out there so nobody gets to see the tornado that's gone through my kitchen.
It's going to be great. And I feel like you're going to spend a lot of time in here. So it has to be the most comfortable room in most of the house.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to be here.
I agree.
Yep. I'm excited to show you the living room and the dining room next. Let's go take a look.
Okay, great.
Here we are in the great room.
Okay.
These are the light fixtures that we'll have in the space. And just to refresh your memory, this is our floor plan. So we'll have the sofa right here. Again, we are trying to accentuate the view. So we have a day bed in this area, coffee table, 2 ottomans, and then your 2 chairs here. And then we have your dining area back here. And then your bar is right in this space here.
Okay. And the bar, is that going to be hidden away?
It is going to be hidden away. So it's going to feel like it's part of the wall. And then we will have just 2 doors that will swing open for the space.
Okay, perfect.
Let's have a look at the living room.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So this is obviously not done, but
I hope not.
But we will have your fireplace sconces in this area. You'll have your built-in on that side, so just your bookcase. And then we'll have your mantle and your hearth installed.
And what color stone are you thinking about for the fireplace?
Everything's pretty warm in here, so we were thinking that we would do something that's on the warm side.
Okay, great. I love that. Yeah.
And we'll pick out the slab and talk to you about it. And then I felt like, this view is just so stunning that, again, we don't want to take away from the view. So we really want to accentuate the view. And so right here, you'll have a very low daybed.
Okay.
With a little reading lamp, and it's just going to be so cozy here. We'll have your drapes. They'll go from one side all the way to the other. We'll have a stack in this area and then 2 stacks on either side. And then we'll have your dining table over here. Your sofa will probably sit right in this area. And then your coffee table will be here.
Oh, that'll be great.
And then 2 ottomans right here. And then you have 2 chairs right in this area. So I think it'll be great.
Yeah, plenty of seating for everybody, which is perfect.
Yeah, and let me show you this. This is your rug. So this rug will be in this space, and everything that's on top of it is just so beautiful. I
love the color, Abby. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So the color palette really brings out a lot of the golden tones in this rug. And I feel like, this is going to be the day bed. So it's a really warm brown. Really what I wanted to have here is a warm palette. So we'll have a lot of warm tones, and then also the sconces will be brass. You'll have some side tables that are brass. There will be a drink table at this daybed that will also be in brass. So I think that it will really warm up the space.
Yeah, really in line with what I said I wanted for the home.
And then this is your drapery.
Oh, it's
so it's going to be
beautiful.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it will be on this window. So you'll have a little bit of sheer in this space, but when you gather it, it'll be a little more opaque.
Oh, that'll be gorgeous. I'm really excited to see it all come together.
Yeah.
I think this color palette will be especially great in the fall when you see all the leaves changing and all the, you know, the reds and the yellows.
Yeah, I love it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so warm in here.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to see everything else. Do you want to maybe look at the downstairs primary next?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Great.
Awesome. So I'd like to show you the bathroom first.
Okay.
And we haven't made that much progress here, unfortunately, but there is paint. They're getting ready to tile. We have our niche cut out.
Yeah.
And our niches, we have 2 niches in here. And then we also have the curve is done.
My curve.
And our medicine cabinets are notched out. So we have quite a bit of work that has been done here. It's really just missing the tile. And then we have our door that we have to put here. So.
And what's the holdup on the tile?
Well, we have to get the stone for the curbs, and that's all within the same order.
I see.
So we have to make sure that we've selected all of the right stone, and then we can move forward and make sure that they start tiling. They want to butt up right against the stone, so that's why they usually hold off on that until they have the stone.
And are these some of the tiles that we're going to be using?
Yes, so this is your wall tile in the wet room.
Okay. Oh, that'll be great.
And then this is your niche tile.
Okay.
So inside of the niches, you'll have this tile. Yeah, and then we have, I think we have this tile.
These are heavier than they look.
Yes. This tile is supposed to go inside of this niche.
Okay.
So it will follow the curve around here.
That'll be really cool. Yeah.
And then what we were going to do on this tile, this is why it has a curve actually.
Okay.
We might bullnose it to meet this, so we won't need any bullnose for this tile.
Oh, okay.
So we'll butt up right into this. It will look like this.
Oh, that'll be great. Okay, so that's a lot less work than we were thinking.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So it'll be great. So we really wanted to make some of the edges round in this space, mostly because everything is so boxy in this particular space.
Right.
So we made a curve over the vanity area. So vanity will sit right into this niche. And then we did a curve in the niche area. And I think it really helps to make this space less boxy than it would have been if we squared everything off.
I agree. And it also, it brings in, because I know a lot of the images I sent you when we were first sort of brainstorming had
a lot of curves
in them.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't even know I liked curves until I looked at all the images I had pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be great. I mean, I think that this one really came out nicely, and it just kind of defines this area as the vanity area. And then the tile that we're using here, I think is going to be great.
And that was a tile change, right? Because I think originally you were mentioning maybe doing this.
Yes, we were going to do plaster in the bathroom with tile inside of the niches. And then we decided because of cost that that it would be better to do tile instead of plaster. So now we have this tile on the wall and this in the niches.
Okay. And then the tub's going on this side, right?
Tub is going on this side.
This is the shower.
Yep. Okay. And this is the shower wall.
And it'll all be enclosed together. Okay.
And then in this area, we'll have whatever stone is going here, I believe is going to also be in this area.
Okay.
Just to waterproof it a little bit.
Right.
And then we have the tile, the floor tile, which is a herringbone pattern. And it runs on the wall, on the vanity wall, up the vanity wall, and on the floor.
Oh, that'll be so cool.
Bathroom.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to having just sort of a big shower space in here. And I don't actually normally take baths, but who knows, maybe I'll start since we will have this amazing bathtub looking out onto the view.
I agree. I think this view is really special. So these bathrooms are going to be very special.
Yeah. I'm really excited to get into this bathroom, mostly because, you know, as you know, we live in New York City, and I know you used to be a resident, and the bathrooms in the city are not exactly generous or luxurious. Yeah, they're much more utilitarian. Yes. So I'm really excited to get to enjoy this on the weekends when we're up here.
Yeah. I mean, you have a whole room for your toilet.
I know.
So you don't even have to see it from here. All right. So since we're here, let's go take a look at the bedroom.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So this space is going to be lovely. It's very cozy, but I love that about this space. So first, we kind of warmed it up with a soft blue on the walls, which I believe is painted. And then we have, it's called Wickham Gray. So it's pretty much this kind of like undertone of blue.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We will have your bed in this area. Your chandelier will be in the center of the room. You'll have a dresser here with a mirror over it. Soft curtains, and then you have your rug pretty much in the expanse of the room. And you had 2 chairs that you owned previously that will sit here and in this space for this area.
Great.
And you have your sconces, your nightstands, and I think it's going to be a pretty great space.
Yeah, so, I'm really excited to see it, and I really appreciate you being willing to use stuff that we already had and to incorporate it into the design to try to limit the amount of waste.
I try. I really do. I think it's really important to reuse certain things that were previously owned, including vintage items, and I think it's going to be great in here.
Yeah, me too.
But the whole vibe is serene. So I feel like in this room, what we really wanted to do is make it peaceful.
Right.
This has a view, but it's a little more private than the upstairs primary. So it's a little more enclosed, and I feel like you'll feel very much at peace in this room. So the colors, the soft palette, we have a pretty soft rug in this space as well. Everything's pretty cozy. Everything that is textured is pretty cozy in this space. And then we have your boucle chairs, warm lighting, and I think that it's going to be awesome in here.
I love a cozy bedroom.
And I think it ties in very well with the bathroom because it's so peaceful in there. It's going to be peaceful in here. It's just going to be a really nice space. Let's check out the kids' room.
Okay, great. Oh, they painted the trim over here.
Yes, they did.
Oh, great.
So, yes, so that trim will also be around each of the bedroom bays.
Okay.
And basically what we're doing in here is one kid is in this bay, one kid is in this bay. The trim over the windows will be painted the same green as this one. And then we'll have this rug in here.
Oh, I love that. That's so fun.
Yes, we'll have one of the beds will be painted in blue.
Okay.
And the other one will be painted in yellow. And then your light fixture will also be a combination of these 3 colors.
Oh, this room is going to be so much fun.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. And so we have a lot of color in here. This was the one room where I felt we could have a lot of color in here. You'll have a dresser in this space.
Okay.
Most of this area is just covered in rug for play. So it will be really, really fun. And then you'll have some storage bins on this side for toys. And then you also have a closet in here, don't you? Oh, I guess they took it out. There was a closet in here, I believe.
I think they may have taken it out to accommodate the change in the bathroom layout.
Oh, okay, got it. And then we have your closet in there and then the bathroom here. So it'll be great.
I'm really excited for the kids to enjoy this room. I mean, I think, you know, they're they're young, and so it'll be a space that they can really enjoy together and grow up in together, and at least until they start, nagging me for their own separate spaces, which I'm sure will happen at some point. Yeah.
But I feel like this space also gives them a little bit of independence with their separate spaces. So I think it'll be really fun in that way as well.
I agree.
Yeah. So the view is just spectacular from here. I feel like the second floor gives it more justice. Any second floor space when you look out is just gorgeous. So
yeah, you get the higher angle.
Yeah, exactly. So you really get a sense of all of the rolling hills and all of the foliage that you'll probably see in fall. So it'll be great. I do think there will be a lot of light in this room. So we're definitely going to do a Roman shade, but I think this is so fun.
Oh, the color's awesome. I just love how much color you've brought into this space.
And it still feels neutral. Like it doesn't feel like it's too much. And you'll probably have them half open most of the time, but it's still an option when you want some privacy.
I feel like being up here, they're really going to feel like they're in their own little tree house surrounded by, the leaves, and especially during the fall when the leaves are changing color.
I agree. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's head to the primary bedroom upstairs.
Okay, great.
So this is what the primary will look like. The oak vanities and your mirrors above them. We got the curves in up here in some way. Then we have your light fixtures, and this is the tile throughout.
Okay.
And like we did before, we flip-flopped this.
Right.
So this is actually on this side.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is going to be your canopy bed with your nightstands and the rug that we already own. And then you have your light fixture, dresser.
Great.
And it's going to be great. This one is going to be really good. I like this room a lot.
Me too.
So we have your, what is that? Oh, that's the family lounge.
Yeah.
And then over there is the guest wing.
Okay.
And we've got our samples. I think we'll go with the dark gray, but we have to get a few more samples.
Okay.
And then that's the office.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
It looks great out here.
Yeah,
honestly.
it does. It looks like a different house.
We had like 2 columns here.
Yeah.
And now it's great. It looks great. I am so excited to show you what we have in store for you today at Allie's house. The last time we were here, it was under construction. So let's go check it out.
Hi, Abby. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Come on in.
Yes, thank you. So we're walking into the living room. This is the finished living room. And what I love about this room is that it really opens up to the view. So we kept everything pretty low in here, and we tried to make it really earthy and soothing so that it didn't detract from the view. So we have a travertine coffee table. We have the 2 ottomans by the fireplace. We chose not to have a fireplace mantle here, and we still kind of integrated this modern detail with the beadboard on the walls, which is a very quintessential country look. And then we kept these low chairs. We have a beautiful piece of artwork here, and the opposite of this is a beautiful view of the lake.
Abby really did an amazing job of showcasing the view, but also making the space really feel warm, which was extremely important to me. I actually remember when Abby wanted to incorporate stone into the fireplace that I was a little bit nervous, because I always worry that stone sort of makes a room feel colder. But, she was really focused on picking a stone that brought out the warm colors in the room. And as a result of that, the living room really has a warm, welcoming feel to it. And even though there isn't a ton of color, she did a good job of bringing in color and spots that doesn't make you feel like you're sitting in sort of a whitewashed room, which is really nice.
I chose the colors in this space to really bring out the view. So we have all the seasons here. We're in Northwest Connecticut, Litchfield County, and there are trees everywhere. So in the fall, there's a lot of oranges, there's a lot of yellows, and then in the summer, there's just green. And so what I really wanted to do was bring that warmth of that color in here, but in a way that still was not overpowering and still felt comfortable for the client.
I love this rug. I think that I'm somebody that's really pulled towards blues. And so it has some really great blue hues in it, which I love, but then also brings in sort of the warmer colors that Abby really focused on, like the browns and sort of like the beiges and the
Right.
pinks. And it really warms the space up, sort of literally from the ground up.
Yeah. And I can add the rug, we were really trying to find something that felt vintage. Or was vintage, but it was really hard to find a vintage rug of this size. So we had to go with a retail item, but it was really nice to still have that essence in the rug. The layout of the space for me and for most people who have homes in this way, it's, there's a lot of people who come here and there's a lot of conversation. So a living room to me should always be conversational. And I really loved that they chose not to put a TV in here because it was really nice to be able to just have artwork over the fireplace and have this more as a conversation area or an area that you migrate to after dinner. And so I created seating in different places so that you can do that, but still focusing on the view.
So my husband and I bought this piece of art with Abby sort of signing off on it because I was a little bit nervous about the dark blue because it doesn't exactly tie into anything in the room, but Abby said it would be fine. Jake and I saw it and I don't know why, we both just really loved it. I think the two birds sort of reminded us of our two kids, and I love that you don't know sort of where the birds are coming from or where they're going. They're just sort of passing you by in this moment in time.
When we originally were thinking about what should go on this wall, we knew it needed to be big. It was a large wall, but we knew it needed to have an impact.
Right.
And so when she shared this piece with me, at first I thought it was black, remember?
Yeah.
I was like, is this black? And I was like, I feel like black is too overpowering. But when I saw the blue, I realized that it would work perfectly in here. And I actually like that it's more one color because, again, it doesn't really distract you from everything else that's going on in the room. It's like a really beautiful backdrop. And now we're looking at the dining space, which is right next to the living room. And for this space, we just wanted to keep it very minimal, but still warm. And so we have this oak table and we have this oak credenza, but with a little bit more detail. These chairs were here before, but they're really, really interesting. And I think Jake's favorite color is purple. Yes. So the clients really love purple. And so I really wanted to keep them. I think that they would work in this space. And I also like how different they are. So I think they really work in this space. And what we did with the lighting was we just wanted something that was kind of airy and still textural. So it still kind of blends in with the space, but it's, again, not something that draws your eye to it as much. And then in this space, what we did was we incorporated a bar. Before, the bar used to be in between these two rooms, or a butler's pantry.
Right,
There was between the two rooms. So we incorporated a bar here with a small fridge, cabinetry, and then a glass mirrored backsplash.
We've actually used the dining space more than I anticipated us using it. I would say we often eat dinner here as a family. One of the things that Abby worked with me on was sort of finding a table that fit the space. But it was important to me to find a table that we could expand for those rare weekends when we had a full house here. I love the bar space. I mean, we don't drink that often, but I really do just love it. I think it just adds a nice feature to the room.
I always like the bar to be a surprising element of the room. So we really brought in another color on the doors and just made it kind of like a party in here, which I think is really nice. It still works with the room though. So I think it was a really good combination of multiple finishes that still tied back to the room.
When we were sort of working on this space, instinctually, I really wanted to put a rug under the dining table. We don't have a rug because I felt like, well, we need a rug to sort of define the space. And Abby said, well, you know, do you think you're going to be using the dining room with your kids? Because she goes, I don't know about your kids, but my kids, when they eat, you know, the majority of the food ends up on the floor. And, you know, cleaning food out of a rug can be a huge pain and take a lot of time and effort. She said, if I were you, I would not put a rug down, wait and see how you use the space. And then if you decide you really want a rug, maybe wait until the kids are a little bit older so you're not like scrubbing food out of the carpet. Right. And she was 100% right. It has made so much more sense to not have a rug in here because, yeah, our kids are constantly spilling their water, their food, everything. Right. I'd be sending that rug out for cleaning like every other month. So, yeah. So.
In this space, we wanted to have a credenza to house some of the china and the dinnerware that the client would have for special occasions. And we really loved this piece that the client actually owned. We got it framed, and I feel like it really looks like a beautiful piece of architecture with a tree, there's trees all around here. But I really loved that it was black and white, and then there's just a hint of blue and red in here because it really helped with the overall feel of the space. Again, the artwork doesn't distract from the view, but it almost fits perfectly in this particular area. We needed some height here, so we added a table lamp. And I think most of all, what we wanted to do with this area was to make it sculptural. And I think with the light fixture and all of these elements, it really helped to make this kind of a focal point in the room. We're gonna head over to the kitchen and the sitting area and the breakfast nook next. In this space, it was challenging again because it was before the kitchen kind of cut off this space. We really wanted to open this up. The challenge with this space was that there are different functions in this room. So we have a sitting area and a TV viewing space here, a breakfast nook in this area, and the kitchen in this area. And I think what we did very well was to combine everything and make it feel effortless in here. I think this is a more casual space for the family. And I think it's really well balanced in this space. I think the lighting that we chose, what I really wanted was something that was, again, a widespread fixture that could light up this particular space. And I guess in this space, I defined this area here as seating with this lighting. And then we have the pendants over the island. And then we have a couple of sconces here beside the breakfast nook. It was really interesting to kind of put everything together, and the palette that we chose, I think it works again very well with the view. We kept everything pretty low so that you don't have any disruption from the view. And we chose to go curtainless, window treatmentless in this room, which I think brings in a ton of light and a feeling of openness in this space.
This is where we spend 90% of the time when we're here.
In this area, we really wanted to create a pretty easy banquet area. So we have the back upholstered, and it's a tight back, and it still gives you there's a curve to it, so it still gives a little bit of a lumbar support, but it's integrated into the millwork. So I think that was a really good execution of this banquet. And we looked for a marble table that could fit exactly into this space. It's not as large as some breakfast nooks could be. So we had a challenge in finding the right table. But we went to a shop in Hudson and found this, and we felt like it was the perfect fit for this area. Anything else that was larger would just cramp this space. And I think the point of this space was to not make it feel like it was overstuffed with furniture. Finally, we want to talk about the fireplace. The fireplace that was here before had a hearth that was curved, and it also had a large mantelpiece that was wooden, I believe. And it was still kind of the same texture, but it was again yellow. So we really wanted to hide the fireplace a little bit more and have it work and match with the rest of the palette in the house. So we made it really a warm white on this fireplace, and we created a straight hearth in here, and we painted the inside black, I believe. So it was just a space. I think this brings the modern touch to this house. Is, you know, it really feels modern and minimalistic, and I would even say a little bit of like the Japandi style in this particular feature. So now we're going to go to the kitchen, and I think the biggest challenges again were that this kitchen originally was a U shape, and it kind of cut off, you know, the traffic flow, or even, I guess, the sense of ease from space to space. So what we did was we created a proper island here, and this is in oak, and then we painted the cabinets and brought in a warm nickel as hardware and for the faucet. We have a really large undermount farmhouse sink, ceramic or fire clay sink, and we also have a cooktop here. It was very important to the client to have an induction system rather than a gas fireplace, and I think it really helps to make this kitchen feel like it's part of the room. So we don't have too many overpowering stainless steel items. Everything is custom and panel ready. So there's dishwashers in the island. There's a trash compartment. The fridge is in this space here. And we really tried to make all of this look like millwork and not exactly scream kitchen.
I really love the stone more than I thought I would. It's just a really pretty stone. And there was, what, do you remember when it was installed and it was the slab that we saw at the stone yard? What was the, I don't even remember.
It's a Taj Mahal countertop, and the slab we saw in the stone yard was a lot lighter.
Right.
So when it came in and it was installed, I was kind of freaking out because I was like, this is not what we saw at the stone yard. I don't think this is what Allie is expecting. But when I came to see it in person, it actually really worked with the whole aesthetic of the house. Yeah. So it turned out to be a happy surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the color of the cabinets work really well with the stone. So I really love the stone. And sort of similar to what Abby said, I love that, you know, we have all the appliances that you need, but you don't have appliances sort of screaming at you. One thing I did is we don't actually have a microwave in this space. We have a small pantry behind the kitchen, and we stuck the microwave back there, which also helps. And then can I open something? How messy is it in there? Sorry, you might have to edit that out.
The middle one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it messy?
No, it's not that messy.
Okay. So one thing that I love is behind these doors here, which push back. I won't do it all the way, but we sort of put this hidden space so we could have the appliances that we need. Don't ask me why we have 2 toasters, but not have them sort of out on the counter, which also, as Abby said, helps to make this feel part of the room and not just a kitchen.
There's so much, you know. The one thing that I felt was a challenge is that we were removing a lot of the storage in this kitchen and trying to figure out a way to still make it a quality kitchen that has enough storage for the family and still maintaining this open concept in this space. So we have a lot of drawers. We worked with a kitchen designer to really get all of the function into each of these spaces and make sure that it suited the client's style of cooking. And so I think that was really important also developing, what the final outcome was here. We're gonna head upstairs to the second floor primary. So let's show you what we got there. So this is my favorite room in the house. It is the second floor primary. And we used to have an office in here.
Yes.
And we pushed out, with the help of the architect, Pete Hanby, into this space to create a bathroom and a second floor primary bedroom. We also pushed the ceilings up so that we can have a sloped ceiling in here. And I think the height really adds to this room. As soon as I saw how high this space was, I knew I wanted to do a canopy bed. It's just a beautiful, it kind of frames the view if you're in bed. And I also feel like because we had the height, we could really do something fun up here. And so what we did, we have the canopy bed. This is the rug that existed downstairs in the living room, where we reused it up here. And it was perfect. It was the perfect color. It was the perfect, texture that I wanted in this room. And we really wanted this space to feel cozy, but still elevated. And again, everything is kind of facing the view. So we wanted that to be the focal point. We chose these sconces. With a canopy bed, it's always difficult to choose sconces. I think because of the height, you don't want anything that's too low or something that kind of gets lost in everything that's going on here. So we chose these sconces by Kelly Wersler, and I think they are gorgeous and really add a touch of modernity and also just flair or eclecticism to this space. And I think these pivot too, so you can pivot them, and I think it's really, really cool. What'd you say?
I did not know that they pivot.
Yeah, they do. Not that much, but you can.
Oh my God, like life-changing. No idea. I had no idea. That's hilarious.
Yes, because we wanted reading lights in here. So we wanted the ability to be able to do that with these fixtures. Everything is really blue and subdued again in this space. I think the rug was the main focal point. And then the client, actually, Allie, chose this light fixture from Artifacts in Kent. It's a vintage shop in Kent, and it's beautiful. It was exactly the right piece of lighting that we needed in here. It has a plaster look. I forget what the artist is who actually creates these fixtures, but it is a very well-known lighting designer. And I love the floral pieces in between some of the lights as well. And I also like that it's not completely round. It's more like an oval. So that really draws your eye up. And then we finished the space with a blue dresser, which I thought was really beautiful. And this tall vintage lamp from Allie. And we also have a bench here if you just wanted to sit down or just kind of look out of the view and the mirror in this space. One of the things that we wanted to do was bring some of the peach or pink color that was in the rug into the rest of the space. So we found this beautiful watercolor fabric that I felt, again, didn't distract from the view, but actually added a little bit to it. Actually kind of looks like the sunset sometimes, if you want to imagine. So I think it really brought it in and tied these two areas together.
So as Abby said, this was an office, and where the bathroom and the closet space is now was just sort of, it existed, but it was unused, and you had to sort of crawl through this weird hole in the wall to get there. And so when we originally started looking at what we were going to do, I mentioned to Pete Hamby, the architect, that I wanted to make a primary up here and create bathroom and closet with that space. And it was very important to me to vault the ceiling. And I think vaulting the ceiling up here makes a huge difference, because otherwise I think it would feel sort of a little cavernous. And yeah, this room to me is just like, it is just pure relaxation. And I also think this room is a really good example of one of the reasons I love working with Abby so much, because it reflects her flexibility and her willingness to incorporate things that you already have into the design of a space. So like she said, I owned this rug, and luckily she liked it, so she was willing to reuse it. But even if she had not liked it, I guarantee you Abby would have, found a way to make it work. Yeah. Similar with the light fixture. I actually got that light fixture on sale, and I had been in love with these light fixtures for a while. And then they had this sale, I think the summer going into or during the renovation project. Yes. And I texted Abby and I said, Abby, I have to have one of these light fixtures. You have to find a spot for it. And I think there are a lot of designers that would push back on that, because I think we had selected something. But Abby said, okay, I'll figure it out. And so she did. And I think it works really well in this room. And like Abby said, the lamp on the dresser is mine. It's a piece that sort of my mom owned and now gave to me, and now I own. And so Abby does a really good job of incorporating stuff that you already have and taking her vision and sort of melding it with you and sort of what you're trying to bring into a space as well. Abby touched upon how she wanted to bring in the canopy bed, and as a kid, my parents had this really cool antique canopy bed. And so I remember, I don't think I told you this, and I loved that bed. I remember as a kid, I would sort of stand on the bed and swing around the poles. And so when we were going through the designs and Abby showed the canopy bed, I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm so excited to have a canopy bed. So that's one aspect of the room that I really love too.
Yeah. It's still modern. It's not like a vintage type canopy bed. Right. I think it's really clean, and it still lends to the style of the house. Now we're going to walk into the primary bathroom, and we'll show you what we have here. In this bathroom, I keep talking about the view, but the view is really so important to this house. And so we really wanted to create a moment surrounded by the view. Everything is pretty subdued in here. We have a porcelain tile that wraps around the tub area. It is supposed to look like travertine. And I think it really did a great job of muting the space a little bit, but still bringing texture into the space. We chose a really simple porcelain tile on the floor as well. But again, it also has a little bit of texture, which I think is really nice in this space. Over here in the vanity area, we did a double his and hers vanity. And I think it's really a beautiful balance to the finishes that we have in this space. This was the only wall that we kind of wanted to have subway tile. I think subway tile is very standard in a country house, but we wanted to do a little bit differently. So these look a little handmade, and they have a little bit of texture to it. And then we have medicine cabinets behind these mirrors, which I think is really beautiful, because medicine cabinets, I feel like you can tell that it is a medicine cabinet usually, but I loved the capsule shape for this bathroom, especially when everything was so rectangular in here. So now we're in the kids' room, which is a very special part of the home. I love designing kids' rooms. I think they're really fun, and you can explore with a lot of color and also lots of textures. And I guess I imagine I'm a kid and what would I want in my room. So we put a lot of color into this space, but it still works with the house. We wallpapered each bed nook. Allie has twins, boy and girl twins. So we wallpapered the nooks. Each twin has their own space. We have a blue bed here. We loved the scalloping detail on one of our inspiration boards or inspiration images, and we wanted to replicate that in this space. So each nook has its own bed, and we also have these Roman shades, which have a fabric from Caroline Z. Hurley, which is a beautiful, beautiful, playful fabric. It's block printed. And then we have this wallpaper from These Walls. It's an Australian company. And this wallpaper, in between figuring out what we were going to do for this house and figuring it out with the architect, Allie was pregnant. So we actually designed their nursery in New York City, and we used this wallpaper. So it was really special to both the client and to us to reuse it in this space. We had a little bit of leftover, and that's what kind of queued up our idea. But I also love, how the birds, it's kind of like a crayon drawing, but it's also incorporates birds, and I think it's perfect for this area, but still kind of playful and childlike. These windows, I believe they existed. I think there was, can't remember exactly what was here before, but we had a nook here and a nook here, and it just felt very logical to make those the bed areas and to keep this space open so that you have a play area in this room. So we have a play table here with 2 stools, and then we also have a glider rocking chair in this corner. If the kids wanted to read at night, or the parents wanted to read a story to the kids, they can sit there. We also wanted to incorporate a widespread fixture in here as well, because I think multiple lights really help with a room of this size. And we really wanted to incorporate something that was fun. So we got to create this a fixture with blueprint lighting in New York City. And we got to choose the exact colors for all of the shades. And I think it works perfectly with the palette of the space. I mean, not in particular with furniture, but I think that we wanted, I think in many cases, twins are often together, and they're often on bunk beds or like sharing things. And so I think what the draw was in this room was to make each nook a particular kid, which I think was really fun. And I think you said the Reese really liked the color blue. And we thought that any kid that was here was very lucky because they have the view. Yeah. But I think it was just a matter of, in this room, most of the challenge was in putting together the palette for the space without making it overwhelming or overpowering, because I think kids' spaces also can scream kids' space. And I don't think that was the intent for this space in this house. I think it really works well with everything else that's going on around it.
So one thing I really love about this room is that, as Abby said, they have their distinctive spaces. But I think it's a room that will work for a while because, the beds are set back. And so even though they have this shared room, they still have sort of a little bit of privacy to themselves, which I think makes it a very special space. And this was not an easy room to design because it's, the layout's a little funky. But Abby did a really good job of of making it make sense.
Now we're going to walk through the back stair, the moody back stair, to the screen porch, which you haven't seen before. It was a new addition to the house, which is where the pool table resides. So let's head over there. So now we're heading to the screen porch, which is one of the most beautiful features of this house, in my opinion. This is where the pool table is. And I think the real beauty of this space is that it really is, you know, you have this gorgeous view. And I think, again, it's quite undisturbed. And you get to see all of the angles of the house behind you, but we built it out a little bit further from the house so that you have full access to the view. The pool is below, and then we have a dining area here where we just felt the grill is on this side of the space in the gazebo area. So we have a dining area here where I thought it would be nice to have outdoor dinners if it was a cool day, such as today. And again, we incorporated the outdoor pool table, which I didn't realize how difficult it would be to find an outdoor pool table, but we did it. And then we have kind of this lounge area here with the fireplace that was also built as a new addition. So the screen porch also overlooks the pool area, and we relocated the pool with the help of Pete Hanby again. The pool used to be in this area in front of the living and dining spaces, and it was a very awkward pool with an awkward shape. We decided to move the pool from this area into this space below and just have a standard rectangular pool that the family can enjoy. Bye, Homeworthy. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.